Hey everybody, it's Mark, Mr. Bookaboo, and I'm back with another Lego City update. So this week, we got a lot of progress. We've also had a lot of changes, and it's actually something I want to touch on. And I'm always talking about it in my videos, but it's okay to change stuff. It's okay to say, try new things, and then say, you know what? That didn't work. Let's back up. Let's try something else. And that's going to be what I'm going to show you this week. Compared to last week's video, we've made some big changes. We tried some stuff. It didn't work out the way I'd hoped, but it's okay. And again, that's the beauty of Lego, is that you can change it. You can redo it. It's okay to, mix things up. It's okay to take it apart, put it back together, change it, make it your own, decide, you know what, I made it my own. I don't like it. I want to go back to the original. It's perfectly okay to do that. So let's take a look, and I'm going to show you where I kind of went way off in left field and how I'm getting back on track. All right, so here's our city overview. The main downtown part of the city, still looking good. Didn't really even look at that half of the city this week. The focus has kind of been in the foreground here in the Harry Potter land, which you see still a bit of a mess, at least on this half. I'm going to show you the half where I've been working though. But a few key things in this area, or this thing that I realized. So if you know, last week we had actually had the tracks coming around the loop here, and they actually veered off at an angle into the peninsula underneath the table, and that's kind of how it connected up to the main city. Well, we've changed it, and I'm going to tell you why. I thought I was doing something good with that. I really liked the angle. I liked how it looked. My problem was trying to get all the terrain to align with that angled track. So if you remember, we had the train track veering off right past Hogsmeade Station, and it was actually veering off this way right through here. That was really cool visually. I really liked it as far as the track goes. But the problem I had, again, was just aligning all the scenery to that. Lego's very right English, it's blocks basically. And so when you start building on angles, it gets really complicated really quickly. And you end up with these extreme jagged edges, which I wasn't too keen on, or you end up with things that are, or you use like a million transverse bricks with an angle on them, or goofy things like that to try to get everything to look good. And it's just, the cost becomes astronomical. So realizing that and saying, you know what, I think I can probably do better with this. I had an aha moment, and the aha was actually over here. If you remember, I had a whole extra base plate of track or of space next to the track right here. And I said, you know what, gosh, the reason I did that is because I had, and you'll see it over here, is I had the curve. I was trying to keep the curve from hanging over the edge of the tabletop. So when you work with Lego curves, inevitably you're going to run into issues like this, especially if you're working on square tabletops where the track is going to overlay unless you push it into where the curve is more, then you can alleviate most of that. Even with it a half base plate over, it still clipped the edge just a little bit. But I realized, you know what, gosh, this space, as you know, since I've been here, I've been struggling, what am I going to put here? What am I going to do? And I said, you know what, I'm just overthinking it. What if I took that out, slid the track over, and picked up all this real estate here? So this accomplished several things. One, it moves Hogsmeade Village further in on the peninsula. It gives me more room on this side of the train station to do more of the structures, do some more landscaping right here as well, which I'm really excited about. The borough is going to go right on this corner, which actually picks up even more real estate than it had before, so it's not going to look quite so cramped next to the train tracks. So we'll have the borough here. We'll have some landscaping, here, between here and the station. I don't know what else, if you have ideas, what else we can put here. And then we're going to have, Hogsmeade Village still elevated, but we're going to kind of maybe shift this a little bit. I'm going to rebuild some of it. Luckily, it's all modular. So I had to take out one part of Hogsmeade to kind of rework when I had the track at an angle, but then I had to redo it anyway because we took out one of the tabletop peninsulas that's over here. So by getting rid of that, it freed up all this real estate, and it also solved my problem here, which if you've been following on Instagram, I've kind of been teasing this out, but I really, really wanted, Hogwarts Castle up on the upper level, and I wanted to have the Great Lake, or the Dark Lake, I'm sorry, kind of like represented in this layout somehow. Now, I don't want to take up a whole, tabletop for a lake because I don't have that much room and it's a prime real estate. But by doing this, I was able to just carve out a little section of the Dark Lake right here, kind of landscape and build up the landscaping around it with lots of trees and bushes to kind of block it, create a view block, create its own little scene. We have the boathouse. We have some custom stairs now that are going all the way up to Hogwarts Castle, much more reminiscent of the movie, much more grand, much more, impressive, I guess, if you want to say, but it's looking pretty darn good. I still want to rework the Great Hall and the courtyard, make it a little more detailed, especially enclosing the backside of it, because I'll show you in a minute when I go around to the other side, you can see right inside and it's kind of immersion breaking. I don't like it. So I'd like to kind of break that up if I can, or at least disguise that better. But overall, I think I'm pretty happy with how this is looking. And you can see we have the boathouse, we have a little sliver of the Dark Lake represented here, and then it just kind of is blocked off by all this rock work and trees, which really makes it its own unique little area that we can work with. And then on top of that, we still have the dual train tracks going through here. We have a tunnel, which is, again, I'm going to probably add a few more trees to kind of disguise it a little bit more and separate the scene from the Hogwarts Castle going up. But it's much easier to work with because it's all straight now. And I can continue on doing Hogsmeade, which I may actually move a little bit more this way, I think. I still haven't decided. Now I have to think, though, if I want to connect it, Hogsmeade up to Hogwarts Castle, or just leave it unconnected, because now that I have the boathouse down here in the foreground. What do you guys think about that? And then also I have a lot more room in this whole area as well. I did take out the curved switches. I felt like I was trying to do too much and sometimes, you get a little, you just get a little crazy with your thoughts and things go wild. So I did take out those switches. It's just cleaner this way. I'm going to try to build like a little bridge right here, a little to make it look like it's actually like a bridge. I think that would be a nice little touch, and then it nicely hides that where the track is hanging out over the tabletop. So if I make it like a bridge, it actually is a bridge crossing over, spanning the two tabletops there. This is where you can see what I'm talking about with Hogwarts Castle. And you really got to get the extreme angle, but it's just kind of hollow on the side there. So again, I want to try to rework that a little bit. But I think overall, and again, look, you can see the stairs going up even from this angle. So you can see the stairs going up to Hogwarts. We have to complete them to connect to the courtyard. I have to figure out what to do in this area. So again, I actually was trying to see if maybe I could do my viaduct that I had on the other side originally. That might work right here. It would also give me this like a flat top here to work with. Saves on bricks on the back side of the Hogsmeade Mountains. And it also, it could give some interesting, landscaping opportunities or scenery opportunities if I do something on top here. I don't know, but I don't know what it would be though. So again, ideas, let me know. And then of course, just, the mountains are still on the floor. We're going to be building those. We're going to be rebuilding them, but we'll probably put them back just to get you an idea of how that's going to look with the mountains. And then of course, the bulk of the city as well. We shuffled around some more modulars. We have to get them all plugged back in. But over here, I think it's looking pretty happy with the way this has turned out. I still want to swap the brownstones and like the pet shop or something like that, just to kind of break up the color between Town Hall and the brownstones. But I think overall, we're making good progress on this half of the layout anyways. It's starting to look pretty good and starting to come together really well. We'll just kind of pan back here real quick so you can see. Again, this is looking from the doorway, you can kind of get a feel how everything's going to look. So you're greeted by, the main part of the city here, and then Ninjago Land, of course. And then beyond, you're going to see Hogwarts sitting proud up there in the corner, which I think is really going to look good, especially with the mountains behind it. And there you have it. Another LEGO City update. Big changes, redo the changes, undo, and rebuild again. That's kind of been the story of my life. So with this layout, with actually most of the layouts, but it seems more so with this one as well. It's been a lot of work, but a lot of fun as well. And it's I think it's getting there. I can see it all starting to come together. I can see all the pieces starting to click. And it's been lots of like terrain this week, lots of working on that, which is good. And I think it's all gonna start to come together. And hopefully by next week, I'll have even more to show you. Maybe some mountains in the back, figure out that other side of the peninsula and all that good stuff. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, liking, commenting. Love the comments, ideas, feedback, anything like that. It's always appreciated. And I'll be back real soon with more Lego content. Take care. Bye.